Hi, I'm Isaac with Holmes Rental and Sales, and today I'd like to go over a few different attachments. A few of these you might have in your lineup. As we go through them, I want you to be able to see different ways that they hook up and know the proper hookup method. So as we start here and we walk around the tractor, you'll know the biggest things with hooking up your attachment is going to be your hitch arms off the front, your PTO belt, and any hydraulics and the 12 volt that would apply to your particular attachment. So the first attachment I've got here in the lineup is our Tough Cut. This brush hog is intended for 1 to 2 inches in diameter of woody material, and of course any brush and grass materials are going to handle just fine with this attachment. As we go through, there'll be 2 different pin settings you'll want to pay attention to. Those are the key pieces there. As I slide into the attachment, the first thing you're going to look towards is my hitch arms. You want to make sure those are lowered a fair amount below where the hitch arms sit on the attachment. As you go in, you're going to try to keep those hitch arms as flush as you can to the attachment. As you're sliding into the attachment, you want to keep your hitch arms down below the hitch arms of the attachment. Try to keep them as close to the inside of the attachment hitch arms as possible. Lift them as necessary. The biggest key factor is you're hooking up to the attachment. If you run into a spot where you have some resistance, don't keep pushing. You can either get off the seat, we can take a look and see where we're missing. In this case, the hitch arms are a little bit below the top of this railing, so we'll want to get back on the tractor. Lift the hitch arms up so that it's flush. About right there. Continue to slide, lifting slightly as you slide in. Until your hooks are lined up, you can then push down this lever on the right side of the tractor to lock the hitch arms onto the attachment. From there, you pull your handbrake, get off, turn the tractor off or leave it running. You release your belt tensioner. In this case, I like to leave it pushed in just in case during transportation something comes close to the tractor, you don't want it to get caught and bend. Slide the belt on to the PTO. Tighten your belt tensioner, grab your hydraulics. These 2 hoses are for your flip-up kit. You want to make sure these are plugged in. Make sure you tuck them into this hose sleeve here that they have designed for protecting these hoses from rubbing up against the tire. From there, we'll want to put a little bit of down pressure on the attachment. What that's going to do is lift the hitch arms off of these 2 pins that it's currently sitting in. So that bottom position, as you can see here, is where the Tough Cut hitch arms sit for hookup purposes. This keeps your hitch arms level, gives you the best So from here, I'll make sure the attachment's all the way on the ground. We will then get off the tractor. They are spring-loaded pins. This is a new design of theirs. Helps to ensure that your pins aren't going to rattle loose. Once these 2 pins are released, you can then set your cut height. So by lifting your hitch arms in the air, you'll see that slot slide in between the cut positions. You can then select one of your cut heights. I typically choose one of the middle positions. It gives me anywhere between a 3 and a 5-inch cut. The deck as we see it is set to give you between a 3 and a 6-inch cut height. If you want to push towards that 7-inch cut height, what you'll have to do is take your casters off on the front here. Adjust these bolt patterns up to the highest position. That'll give you the highest cut height that you can get with this deck. From there, once you're ready to operate, you'll put the deck in float, pushing your SDLA lever out, and you're ready to go. Once you're set in your position and ready to unhook the attachment, you'll get off the platform. Make sure the deck is in the air so that the pressure on these pins is released. Pull both pins. Release your belt tensioner. There's a hook on the attachment for storing the belt. Release both your hydraulic lines. If you did use the flip-up kit, you'd want to make sure you clear the lines by turning the tractor off. There's a storage place here for both your hoses. From there, we will release the deck and put it on the ground. A little bit of down pressure again. Put these pins back into storage position. Back on the platform, release your lever that locks the hook down onto the attachment. Put it in float, release your handbrake, back straight out. On to our next attachment here is the Ventrac power bucket. This one's a little bit more simple. Biggest thing I would say again is just make sure that if you're having resistance, get off the tractor, take a look at what's missing, get back on, and you should be able to get adjustment. So in this case, this is a good example. This attachment's hitch arms are a little bit too low. So what I'm going to do is pull back forward. We're going to hook up the hydraulic lines first. Raise the hitch arms just a little bit, and that way they'll be flush so that we can hook back on. From here, you'll slide straight in. Lock your hitch arm hook down on. And in this case, we've already got our hoses hooked up. Just make sure they're tucked in, which they are, and you're good to go. Right. When you're unhooking this attachment, make sure that the bucket is level with the ground so that, like we experienced this time, you don't have to mess around with the hoses before hooking onto the hitch arms. So in this case, looks like we've got the bucket level. We'll throw it in float. Release our hook, take the hydraulic lines off, throw them over the bucket for release your handbrake, back straight out. this third attachment is a finish deck. So both your 72 and 60-inch decks are going to be the same layout. In this case, the biggest thing you want to make sure as you're hooking up is that the deck height is set all the way high. I'm going to take a look at this. So as I'm sliding in, the biggest thing you'll notice is the decks are going to like to roll. So sometimes if you're rolling, the biggest thing I would say is coming with your caster wheels at a perpendicular angle so that it doesn't roll as easily. Slide right in, put your hook down. If you had a cylinder, this is when we would hook those hydraulic lines in. Change your cut height to whatever position you tend to cut at. In this case, I'm going to change it to 12, which is 3.5 inches. Put your PTO belt on, belt tensioner lever, and you're good to go. These decks are built to withstand a lot of abuse, both the tough cut and the finish cut. A lot of times I have customers asking if they can use this finish cut in the field. It's highly unrecommended, but if you do try it, it'll show its durability. Now that we've gone through all the technical stuff, we're going to go out and have some fun. I'm equipped with duals, capable of mowing on a slope of up to 30 degrees. So we're going to go out and do some tough cutting today. Thanks for watching. Come and see us at Holmes Rental and Sales in Mount Vernon, Marion, Sugar Creek, or Millersburg. We'll be more than happy to get you any equipment that fits your needs.